Hi, everyone. We are here from Northeast ISD in San Antonio, Texas. I am Stephanie Faulkner.
I am Melody Caza.
And I am Sonia Hidalgo.
We are all part of an amazing adaptive PE team. As you can see, our district encompasses 70 campuses, 46 elementaries, 14 middle schools, and 7 high schools. We have 64,850 total students, and of those students, 7,000 receive special ed services, and 430 of them currently receive adaptive PE services, either direct APE classes or in the consult capacity in general PE. And so to make that clear, our direct service APE classes, we travel, all 14 of us, anywhere from 4 to 6 campuses daily. And we have direct classes made up of anywhere from 2 to 15 students. And so they only come to us and not general PE. So this is our timeline of COVID, and I think Sonia's going to start us off.
Okay, thank you. And so our spring break was from March 9th until March 16th. And then that Friday, we started to get some messages from our supervisors saying and also the school district did send out a mass email to all of the families that have children that attend Northeast ISD. And so then we took an extra week off to prepare for virtual learning. And during that extra week, we were given the task to be ready to teach the kids virtually.
And so as a team, we perused several ideas and we came up with the Google Classroom. And then once we designed our Google Classrooms, we worked together as a team. You can see mine here. We then thought, what do we do about making sure our kids are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing? So at this point, we really didn't have much guidance except for you're not going back to the building and get something done. So we decided as a team it was just important for our kids to be active every day. And then we decided that it would be the easiest to check in on them if we created a weekly tracker. And you can see here that here's my weekly tracker, and each kid had their own tracker. And so what they did was they would go to the date and they would say, yes, we were physically active, no, or we were unable to complete. And then each week they would just send that in and it would be checked off that they completed the task. So then we went on and figured out from there, this was really a big problem-solving mystery. We figured out that some of our students, we had this beautiful classroom, and some of our students weren't able to access it because they didn't have technology at home, or they just weren't able, they didn't have supervision at home. And so this really impacted the way we started thinking about things, and we developed hard copy packets that our school district then said, cool, just get the packets done every 3 weeks. And so I'm going to let Sonia go over this because I think this one is one of our final copies, and Sonia spruced it up and made it all pretty. So I'm going to turn it over to her.
Okay, and so once again, like Stephanie and Melody will mention, Stephanie's already mentioned, we did work together because instead of trying to create each teacher creating their own activities, we just shared the activities and went from there. And so we used things from home, trying to make it as easy as possible for our families not to have to go buy anything. And we did not send any equipment home. And I just added a little bit of pictures to help them just look at a picture and understand what to do and how to do the activity. And the instructions are within each little game, quick and simple. Ideas for obstacle courses, ideas for balloon volleyball, sit down challenge. And we included, because we do have students in wheelchairs, visually impaired students, we included all of our students with these activities. We adapted them and modified hands and knees using dots taped to a wall planks, fitness. And so we, sorry.
Give us 1 second, guys. This is how you know you work in a school. Either the technology isn't working or someone comes over the loudspeaker. Oh.
So like Stephanie said, these packets were ready to be delivered and delivered to all of our schools and picked up by the student's family, and then they would turn them back in, and that is how they were given credit for doing the work at home if they did not have internet access.
And so essentially, if we're looking at the timeline, this entire time last spring was just given a bunch of choices and please prove that you've been active. And so it was very general, very generic. And so I'm going to let Sonia speak to the next step. After we realized some of our kids did not have technology, some of them dropped off the face of the earth. And so I'm going to
Right, and we,
speak
sorry.
to what we did.
And so as certified teachers, specialists, and adapted PE, we wanted to make sure that we did everything possible to make sure that our students, including the ones that were given the opportunity to pick up a packet at the school, had it in their hands. So that meant that a few students still had not picked up packages. So a couple of us got together and we divided up, well, actually we rode in the same car, and then using social distancing, gloves on our hands, we delivered these packets to the families. And we do live in South Texas, so we have Spanish-speaking families. I am someone that is bilingual, so I was able to translate and explain to some of the families, because there is a language barrier, and if they can't understand what we are asking them to do, then they might not do it. And so we did, Stephanie is showing how we did translate our activities to Spanish so that Spanish-speaking families, adults or whoever is in charge of helping the kids do their work, they are able to read and understand our activities. Stephanie is now showing a picture of the students that we delivered packets to. There was quite a few. We also delivered other related services packets. Since we were already going to the same household, we wanted to make sure that we worked together, even with the district, not just adapted PE. And when we got to some of these houses, what we did see, myself including the other 4 that helped deliver, was what it was like at home. The real, what was going on at home. The families were thankful. They would also quickly try to explain to us what their dynamics at home was. Some families have 8 children. 8 children. Do they have 8 laptops, 8 tablets? Probably not. So they were very thankful, but it was a quick social distance delivering packets. But by doing that, we made sure that all of our students that receive adapted PE services had the packet in their hands.
True, and it was a very eye-opening experience, because as a person with grown-up kids myself, I have a college student, and I know we were sharing the space, but I remember knocking on one door, and there was a 17-year-old brother taking care of his 5 siblings, and there were no other grown-ups in the house. And so I was like, why am I expecting these poor people to do my physical activity if they can't even handle having someone home because they've got to work in order to provide for their family? So it really was eye-opening, and we had to take a hard look and make sure that we treaded a line where we developed and considered the social emotional aspect of this, not for just our kids and for us, but also for their parents and their caregivers as well. So here we are. We have now arrived at this school year. And so the first 3 weeks for us, our school district decided that we would stay virtual. And so we decided that we would transition to a Google site, because we realized in using Google Classroom, now remember, we were thrust into this and it was the best option at the time. It wasn't best for FERPA. So with the Google site, you can see that anybody can access it, but there at no point can they see any other student's information on the Google site. And so then this is the Google site that was created for our Adaptive PE program. And the next one I'm going to show you, Melody is going to lead us through her actual amazing virtual gym.
Thank you, Stephanie. So basically, what we did is we came up with something that was interactive. And the whole point was when they do get on the site, we need to have a way to check attendance. So what you are to do is you check your first, and when you sign in, you would put your name. And we also figured out you need to put the name and the campus. If you did not do that, you did not know who exactly was signing in. And it became a problem at first, but we figured that out in the long run. Right away, we figured it out that was an issue. After that, they can go, once they submit that, you can go over to the actual virtual gym. Now, this is my virtual gym. All of the PE teachers for Adaptive PE in Northeast have their own virtual gym. And they're all unique in their own way. If you go on another site, you'll see how another PE teacher loves baseball. So it's all designed to kind of is about them. If you look over to the right where it has the warm-up routine, you click on that, and it has my daily routine every day when you start my PE class. So it has the song that we do, and then it goes to the stretches that we do every day, and there is actually a video of me doing the stretches, so that way the kids that are at home can do the stretches along with me. And I go through each stretch. And a way too, they can also, some of them haven't seen me yet. And this way they can get to know me a little bit better. So when they do finally come back to school, they will know, hey, that's Coach Kaza, that's my PE teacher. And then down at the bottom is where at the end of the PE class, we have what's called the up and down song, and that's the cool down song. And you click on that, it has another, we're great at, as a team, another PE teacher came up with this with her her daughter, and they're actually doing the
no, that's the up down song is the one you're thinking of. The this one.
Oh, okay.
The opening song, the listen.
Oh, the
and
opening
move.
song.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's on that one. So she's doing that one, but on the up and down song, it goes to YouTube, which has the song itself, and they're doing the song as a group. So they're doing the activity with that movement.
So Melody, I wanted to point this out. As a team, we have come up with ways to work smarter, not harder. So one of our coaches volunteered her daughter to videotape our movement song. So that's what Melody was talking about. So what we have developed is we all have the essential basics, but we put our own spin, but then we share what we've come up with. So I'm going to let you continue. Where would you like me to go next, Melody?
If you can go to the virtual classroom itself,
okay,
to the main page, and as you can see, it's very interactive. If you were to click on the hula hoop, it knocks off the page. If you were to click on some other things, it might do something different.
Let's look at the washing hands. I love that Melody is new to us. She's been with us for about 8 weeks now, 9 weeks, and she brought a multitude of technology with her. And so the ability to incorporate health and things that are relative to what's going on right now is very important to our kids, very important to our families.
And yes, and where I came from, it was very important about talking about healthy habits. So I know that some kids would have a hard time with understanding, why do I need to wear a mask? So that's why I put that on that slide. I thought that was very important so they can understand. If you go ahead and Stephanie, can you click on me sitting?
Yes.
So when you click on there, it has some seated activities that you can go to where you can get a little bit more information on and a little bit, some more access to it. And that's what our parents have access to. A lot of cool different things. And YouTube is a great resource. I find a lot of stuff on YouTube that it's unbelievable. Of course, some of it's good, some of it can be bad, but you just have to look and know what you're looking for. And also, if you were to go to, if you look up, if you see the walk for right there, that is a video that we did as a team. And it's a really cool video that we did. And it's the walk and roll is what we did for October. So it's very important that you get your parents involved. Anything else I need to talk about, Stephanie?
What I did want to say was that each week, now that we have this set, each week we're going to show you in a few minutes how we come together one day a week, and all we have to do is develop a slide for the concept that we're teaching. And so, for example, this week we're doing Halloween games, and so in a few minutes you'll see our slides. And so all we have to do to make a change is link the new activity slide for the week. It's so much easier. Mel, you want to talk about checking out?
Yes, when you, at the end of your activity, it's very important that students go on and they do what's called the exit ticket. Now, again, we figured out about make sure that they put their name, and they have to have their school name because, like Stephanie said, I have 5 or 6 schools, and it's very important that you know which school that this kid came from, the student came from, and that they get credit for what they did. Now, all they have to do is they're going to put, if you scroll down just a little bit more, the activity completed for that day, they're just going to click on that. And then their parents help them. What do they like about the activity? I have some parents say, well, I love the first activity, or they enjoyed punching that movement. So it's something that you can relate to and see and make that your students are making that connection. And they're also the option to upload a video, or they can upload a picture. And then it's very important that they do submit it. And then at the end, when you are looking at it, all you have to do is just look at, where the, on the spreadsheet is at the time. And then you can see who has actually submitted. So if you look, you can see all my schools are on there, and those are the girls and the boys that have submitted for that time frame.
All right. So we're going to move on because I don't want to violate any FERPA. So we just went over that, and I don't know why I opened it again. So now we're at the point, here we are in October. And now all of our students who are returning to school have decided whether or not they're going to be virtual or they're coming to school. And so, essentially, I don't understand why it did that. The problem we had was, oh, I'm not in present mode now. Awesome. The problem we had when we came face to face, this is our schedule. We have been so accustomed to, as a team, having our set caseload, and we have our favorite campuses and et cetera, et cetera. Well, that all went out the window this year because we have a shortened school day for our middle schools and high schools, which meant our secondary coaches were locked into only 4 times a day, and they have maybe 4 or 5 places to be. And that sounds perfect, but it's not when you only have 5 minutes to get somewhere. And so we really just threw everybody's schedule onto this whiteboard, and we kind of threw the names in a hat and just rearranged everybody. And so I can't say one person on our staff doesn't have a new campus or 2 this year, just to meet the needs of what's going on currently. Because we have, and I know at my home campus right here, we are only allowed to use the gym in the afternoon because the coach was doing his virtual stuff the entire time, on top of teaching face-to-face. So gym times are really hard to come by at this point in time. So essentially, this is where we have come, and now October 2020 and beyond. I'm not in present mode, am I? There we go. So students have chosen, and there are some dates that our district has come up with. I think in November is the next date. If you decide all of a sudden you don't want your child to come to the school building anymore, they're allowed to go virtual, and vice versa. If they're virtual, they can come back to the school building. But our school district has been really good about keeping those dates in place so that it doesn't drive the teaching staff a little crazy. And so, Melody, here is your chance to, if it comes up, to talk about how we come together to get this done each week. And we have 9 minutes left to talk about the last two things. So go, which one do you want me to click on?
Go ahead and click on, I guess, number 3.
Okay.
As soon as it comes up.
Yes, technology.
Okay, so what we did is for each week, we would get together as a team and we would come up with our focus for the week, what our theme was, what we were trying to accomplish. And then we would take that idea and we would come up with a way to teach it. And remember that some of these parents do not, or these kids do not have the items that we would have in a normal gym. So we had to come up with different things. So if you look at activity 1, we did tossing and catching. And you'll see, when you click on it, you'll see a video of an activity that we had done. And then once you see the video, it's doing the activity, and it's basically the stuff that we're trying to come across and to, that we're looking at for that week. And then click out of it, Steph, when you have a chance.
Okay.
And then activity 2 is another activity that we had done as well. So we give them several options.
Hey guys, today we're going to practice both.
And isn't this
one of our coaches? Yeah.
Yes, one of our coaches' daughters, she's going over an activity that you can do from home. And it's a great way to basically modify it and do something different, but make it fun. Because some of the stuff that I wouldn't have at home either. And if you look at activity 3 is another activity as well. Another fun activity.
So Melody, be sure you let them know. I'm sorry. We as a team decided that we would focus on a concept and fitness and movement every week, no matter what. So that's where we always have something involving movement because our kids need movement and they need fitness as well. That one's not going to open right away. Mel, do you want to talk about modified?
Yes. What we do is we include in our slides a modified activity to also include those students who are not able to do the activity while they are standing. They might have to, or maybe they get tired easily. So they're able to do a different activity if they choose to. And a lot of our activities, they can do kind of both. They can pick and choose.
Oh, look.
Here comes Sonia.
Sonia.
She did a wheelchair activity and tossing to a target, which was really cool. And this is something that when she did, she actually shared it with all of us to get our input on it. And it was such a great job of what she had done. So as you can see, we do all work together as a great team.
Exactly. And so if that's one thing I can stress is work smarter, not harder. Create a team. Even if you don't have a team of adaptive PE teachers, reach out to your ALE, reach out to your related services staff. Do whatever you can to form a team because you should never ever be an island. We are down to 5 minutes, so I'm going to go to the last slide and Sonia's going to wrap it up for us.
And so what we've learned so far, and we're continuing to learn, and like Stephanie said, I want to emphasize again that we have worked together as a team, as you saw in our slides. And from the beginning, we help each other out. We share so that anyone can use the videos, can choose the same activity. And so I'll go ahead and read the screen. COVID has not only impacted our school system and the way we operate, but it has impacted our families greatly. In order to be successful, we had to become a stronger team, highlighting the talents of each member to avoid overworking or duplicating, which also involves trust. We also made connections with other related service providers like the OTs, the occupational therapists, the physical therapists, the visual impairment specialist, our ALE teachers, and our state APE teachers across the state of Texas. And what our district and our team have set in place is very fluid and easily changed. We are prepared for any possible shutdown or students moving in and out of virtual or face-to-face instruction. We've gone through this process and it's worked so far, and it just keeps us organized and you know, we're still teaching is what we do. We are teachers, so we are still teaching. And the big thing that I have learned here, I know the other Stephanie and Melody will agree, is we did this with our team. And it's a great thing when everyone works together.
And it makes it less stressful because, as I
Yeah.
said, you can't be an island. There's no way you can be an island because this is a stressful time for all of us. And by no means are we saying that this is the only way that you should do things. We are just simply sharing that this is the way we found works best for us, our families, and our students. And so now we are going to close this video because,
Stephanie,
yes, one more thing, Sonia, go ahead.
One thing I wanted to add, and I think all of us thought was very important, including our supervisor, is the videos that you saw. And I know every single APE teacher, the 14 of us, have at least one video of ourselves, whether we're with a group or by ourselves, to continue teaching our classes. And like Melody also said, so that the kids can see us. That's why we thought it was important to include videos of ourselves in our virtual classrooms.
True. At least we do try to record one video every week with at least 2 or 3 or even 4 coaches in it so that they can see the wide variety across the district of all the familiar faces. So,
and what I think about what's so great about our district too is, like say for example, we share across the whole board. Like we share with our secondary teachers, not just the elementary teachers. So when they do move up, they'll be like, hey, I've seen this coach before.
exactly.
And it's not somebody, you know, straight new. It's somebody they've actually seen to relate to.
Very true. Very true. And so now I'm going to stop the video, and I believe we are going on to a live Zoom so that we can answer any questions that you have. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.
Bye.